Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Podcasting Master. I'm Chelsea, and I'm here with Wade as always. And oh boy, guys, this is going to be a big episode. Oh man, because we're talking about the Walt Disney Company. We are doing a celebration episode, basically our Disney Top 100. We're going to cover our 100 favorite things, from categories, from movies to characters to shows. We're going to do a lot. We've
really covered a lot of bases with this. There's a lot of tops here, a lot of things to talk about. So if it gets too long, we'll split it up for you because, you know, being our little millennial selves, we grew up with Disney as a huge force of our lives, and it's continued to be a thing till now. Still. Still, for sure. So, I mean, like, I think it's easy to argue that the Disney Company's not quite the same as it was way back when, but, you know, there is a lot of nostalgia and a lot to look forward to with lots of these Disney projects as well. So, listeners, we hope that you enjoy us reminiscing, being nostalgic, and maybe getting into some fights, who knows, about each other's top Disney things. Who really knows? Yes. This will test our friendship for sure.
Yes, it will. And we're so looking forward to hearing from your listeners as well, to let us know if you think we got stuff wrong and what your top lists are.
Because we're wrong sometimes, and you let us know, please.
Yes.
Let us know.
But yeah, so we're covering all different categories. We're doing like 10 main categories, and we're each going to do top 5 to equal kind of a quote, like top 100.
Like a top, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we'll like go down starting with like each of our top 5s and then work our way to number 1. So to kind of get started, we're going to do a quote kind of warm-up round, I guess, a little bonus round, because sorry, we had to do a little bit more than 10 categories, so we threw in another category.
This is our example round.
Yes, exactly. And so we're going to be doing Pixar movies, which if you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, we did a very early on episode on the Mount Rushmore for Pixar movies, but you know, that was an intense episode. That's a very long episode, but these are our like personal ones. And I know about me, like, we were talking about this before we started recording. These lists were hard to put together. Like, these were a struggle because there's a lot to love and a lot to just narrow down to only simply top 5s. Like, you know, we know we're going to miss some things here. We know.
Chelsea, just some behind the scenes here. Did you have a process in how you chose these things?
Yes, for some of them, it was more of initially just like right off the bat, I was just like, okay, what can I think of that immediately goes into these categories? And then it became more like specifically for some of our categories later on. I will give a hint for the song category. It turned into, if I could only pick 5 songs to hear for the rest of my life that were Disney songs, which ones would I would prefer they would be? So I kind of went to that route and kind of been like, it kind of was more of like, too, if I was truly stuck with these things, which one would make me happy? So that was a little bit my process. What about you?
Well, I kind of had I'd say, here's the category. And I just kind of went like, okay, I'm going to start, like, when I think of this Disney category, what comes to mind? What are those things? And I would write down, I would have a lot more than 5, of course. And I would just kind of start whittling it down. Like, what am I going to miss the least? What is untouchable? What's not going anywhere? Yeah. So I'd start like circling things and crossing things out. And it got messy sometimes. I had to like compromise with myself and like make bargains, and it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah. And then I would also keep putting ones back that I took out. It would be like a couple minutes later, another day, because we've had this episode planned for a while, so we've been thinking about these, but having all this time to think about some of these categories is rough. It's hard to come up with it. So
it should have all been completely off the cuff. Like, tell me right now.
Oh gosh. That would be frightening. This was hard enough, so we put some thought into these, so we're just gonna go right ahead.
Maybe next time.
I mean, we're definitely gonna cover more Disney stuff. How could we not? I mean,
oh yes,
we talk about Disney stuff all the time, so let's just get down to business with our
little example.
Yes, our example round. You want to start us off with your number 5?
I sure will. So Pixar movies only, no shorts. Yes. I assume.
Right.
Full movies.
Yes.
My first one, my number 5, I went with Soul. I went with Soul because I was surprised by it. When I first sat down to watch the movie, I knew the general concept of, it being about a soul. And, you can imagine some of the concepts they're going to touch upon. I didn't know at all, one bit, that it was about a band teacher.
So that closest relatability there, just like
the deepness of a Pixar movie, it went even deeper. It was very it was like attacking almost. Like, it's very personal throughout the whole movie. I was like, you didn't have to say it like that, but okay. Ouch. Moving on.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But there we go. Soul, number 5.
Very nice. My number 5 is nowhere near as personal, but it's Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc.
The classic story there. I mean, we have wonderful characters. Mike Sully, Boo, so adorable.
I can't get to the ending still without crying. It still breaks my heart.
I mean, that's like the good bad thing with like a lot of these top movies. Like they really they get to you.
Oh yes.
You shed some tears, but Monsters Inc. It's so beautifully done. I know some people might think this movie is not aged as well as some of the other movies, but that's just because technology has improved and that movie still looks great animated as it is compared to like, Monsters University. They had more technology. There's more textures on the characters, but the OG is still great. It's still
I'd still watch Monsters Inc. over Monsters University any day of the week. Any day.
It has good humor, good story, heartwarming characters, some nasty villains, some twist here and there, just yellow snow cones. So many things to say about this.
Oh yeah.
Put that thing back where it came from,
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, number 4. My number 4 is WALL-E.
Oh, okay.
Because it's art. It's art incarnate.
Yes.
And that's it. That's all.
Hey, I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that response. I'm good. So, okay, well, I'll go to my number 4 is Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
The movie that I just feel like was just a core part of so many people growing up. I think even like the generation below us as well. Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
So many ridiculously iconic lines, scenes, things you still see as memes today. Like, it's just a story of... You have so many different characters going on. Like, you like root for Nemo and all the other fish he's dealing with. But then you have Marlin with Dory, who doesn't remember anything. Who just like forgets all the time.
There's so many personal stories going. And some of those stories contradict each other. Like, can you root for Nemo and also root for Marvin at the same time? You sure can, because I do it,
Yeah. And then just like so many like characters you get to see like another side of them, just even with like the sharks, with the whole thing with Bruce that fish are friends, not food. The whole fun thing. You get cool sea turtles, bro.
The sea turtles. Talking about something that made its way into culture. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's a great movie. I mean, all these are Pixar movies. Clearly, they're in our top 5. They're great, so.
Oh, yeah. And, like, when's the last time you heard anybody talk about Finding Dory? Yeah.
It's
sad.
It
wasn't bad.
It
wasn't Finding Nemo.
No, it didn't quite capture that same magic. So, yeah, that's why Finding Nemo was on my list, so.
Okay, well, number 3 for me is Monsters, Inc.
Oh, okay. Yes. Both
so
lists.
There we go.
Yep. Any more to add with that?
Nope. It's Boo.
Cool. My number 3 is the ultimate superhero movie. My ultimate fave one, The Incredibles.
Oh my gosh. The soundtrack alone.
Oh my gosh. Everything about that movie. At one point, I don't think I still can do it to this day, but I used to like play back that movie in my mind. Like I knew it word for word, scene by scene. Like I knew that movie by heart. It's a movie that like, it's for everyone. You can have the kids enjoying the superhero story, but there's some really darker themes there.
It's got stuff for adults too, and adult humor for sure. Like,
yes, for sure.
That's in there.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, people like to say, it's a ripoff of the Fantastic Four. Well, too bad. It's the Pixar's superhero movie. It's The Incredibles. It's amazing.
You know what? I've actually never like once considered it to be a ripoff. Never once has my brain like gone, wait a minute. Yeah. Like, never once. Interesting.
That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, they're still very different, but there is just because it's like the 4 people in the family, I guess.
Sure. A family of 4 superheroes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess technically 5, but you know.
Oh, Jack.
Jack, yep.
Jack.
Terror.
The true hero. The true hero.
For real. He came through at the end.
Okay, let's see. Number 2. My number 2 is Inside Out.
Ooh.
It's just, and on that front, I personally believe that Inside Out is a movie that every single person on this planet should watch and understand. Like, this movie is about everybody. There's nobody that this movie does not apply to.
I think that's a movie I'm gonna have to give another chance to. I just, for some reason, that movie has not resonated as much for me. But yeah, I'll have to watch it again sometime. Maybe before the sequel comes out.
Definitely before the sequel comes out. I'm pretty pumped about it. I don't know if they've released any trailers or anything on it.
There is I guess it was that little teaser where it introduced one of the new emotions.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But no, we haven't gotten
Pixar and their wonderful, literally teasers. Yeah. There's like nothing in them. Like, congrats. You did it.
For sure.
But no, Inside Out for me, it's so important. With talking about feelings and emotions and memories and stuff like that. It's such a mature thing that it reconceptualizes people and their emotions and like how people process them and how they feel them and how it's okay to be two things at the same time and things like that. It's good.
Okay. I guess I'll move on to my number 2 then, which, sorry, it's not Inside Out. I already gave the spoiler.
That's
but
okay.
My number 2 is WALL-E, actually. So
Ooh,
I know you. Yep.
There we go.
I know you were like, yep, it's art. It truly is. I mean, it's a movie where you cheer for robots, and their adorable love story, but also has so many other meanings to it, dealing with the environment, AI.
You pick up on so much stuff without a word being said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many movies can do that? Like, you're watching for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and like, how many sentences are said, like, vocally?
Yeah.
Not that many. Like, and it's pretty close to the end that you finally get somebody talking, you know?
Mm-hmm. But it's
That's
just
crazy.
Yeah, it captivates you without dialogue, so it makes it a good film, for sure. So, okay.
Okay, so, yeah, number 1, my top Pixar movie, and I struggled with this one. I went with Toy Story 2.
Oh, I thought we were going to have the same one.
Well, I went with Toy Story 2. I went with 2 because 3 I felt was too easy. And while it's extremely nostalgic and punches you right in the heart at the end, and 1 is just so classic. Like, who hasn't seen the first Toy Story movie a million times, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's 2, which I felt took number 1 and just did everything right, like, moving forward. And also, I really love Jessie and Bullseye. And while they're in 3, they're just kind of in 3. They're not. Yeah. Like, this movie's about
bigger
them.
Deal in 2, for sure.
Yeah. And it, you know, every Toy Story movie, let's talk about toys and growing up, each one hits specific things that the other ones don't.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Okay.
Which Toy Story was yours, I guess?
Which Toy Story? Just kidding. I hate that movie. No.
Oh, I was about to say, no. Chelsea, no. We gotta stop this episode. We have to have a talk.
No, Toy Story, the OG. Toy Story, the very first one.
The OG, okay. Legit.
I mean, this is a great franchise. Excellent characters. I mean, yes, like you said, it's a classic. Like, who hasn't seen Toy Story? But also, like, it did so well. This is where, like, Pixar began.
This is where Pixar began. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like, it started it all. So these other movies are already named. It wouldn't have been possible if Toy Story wasn't good. So it's just... You can't go wrong with it. A classic story, you know, and it's, like I said, I'm gonna mention things about, like, you know, the animation looks a little bit different. Like, we've seen how much more detail and progress they've made in all the other following Toy Story movies, but, like, it's still good. It still holds up well. It still looks good. Like, it's just...
Absolutely.
And it's because it has such good characters, such good story, music, like, all those things combined. You don't have to focus on one element and go, that's not as good
It's
as
a whole package from start to finish.
Yep, so... Love how we both had a Toy Story movie, though.
I know, that was...
Yes.
I said Toy Story, and you went, 2. Oh.
I know. I know. I was so ready. to be like, yes, we're already starting off with same ones.
But pretty close. That was really good.
Yeah.
So, listeners, that's how this is going to work. We're just going to go back and forth. There was no blood spilt on this round, which is great, considering we haven't started yet. So, Chelsea's knife is still hidden. We're still doing okay. We're still doing okay.
Wait, don't lie. You're not innocent in this. Excuse you.
So far, I am.
So. Okay. Well, let's move on to our official starting one.
So our official starting place. We went with Disney Channel shows.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to limit a little bit. We talked about, like, they had to be Disney Channel shows.
Yes.
Shows that originally aired on the Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I did okay with my list, I think. If I had, like, thought about it for, like, a solid 24 more hours, it could look completely different. But I thought about, like, what were the ones that brought me the most joy when I was little? Mm. Things like that. And I look at my list now, and I'm like, yeah, we're doing okay.
All right. So, I'm going to kick us off.
Go. Absolutely. All right. Okay. So number 5 of Disney Channel shows, I went with The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
I did too. That's number 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. We're still friends.
Yep.
So now, are you including, what is that other one that they did?
Sweet Life on Deck. It's a different thing.
I don't really recall watching that.
Yeah. I did, but you can't go wrong with the original. I'm sure I did.
Yeah. But the original is just so... Yeah. It's smart. It's stupid. It's got all the things. It's got all the things in it.
And I also love, too, because, like, what you have, two, like, our, like, kind of lead side characters, we have Ashley Tisdale and we have Brenda Song in this. And I love what they did is that they decided to, like, flip the script and make Brenda Song, like, her character is more of the ditzy rich girl instead of giving it to the classically blonde chick.
Yeah, and she was such a great ditzy, like, rich girl. Oh my God.
They're so good, but we also still see, like, character development from everybody. We get so many iconic, hilarious scenes. I still don't look at the car without thinking of Prindle. Use the Prindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't not be like, the Prindle, and...
That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh my
and
God.
Amy's always like,
go.
why? Yeah.
I could still sit down and watch that show right now. I really could. Mm-hmm. I really could.
Yep.
Okay, well, should I move on to 4 then? Since we matched up on 5?
Yep, that works. Okay, I don't know if this will happen. Yeah.
No, we'll see. Okay, so my number 4, I'm going to go back a little bit before that. Just a little bit.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
My number 4 is Lizzie McGuire.
Okay.
It was less doofy than Sweet Life, but it was still fun. It was a teenager story, about a girl just trying to have a good time, living high school life. Not that I was in high school at the time, but, I thought I understood. So,
yeah.
And you get the little animated, like, conscience going on. Mm-hmm. A little narration.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hilary Duff, she was a thing. She was a thing.
I mean, Lizzie McGuire movie. Iconic. Can't go wrong with that.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Dreams are made. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll move on to my number 4 then.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
My number 4 is That's So Raven.
That's So Raven. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
24/7.
Raven Simone. Oh, my gosh. She had a great family. They were all funny. She was cool, quirky. She has the cool ability to see the future. All of her antics,
that always, like, led back to, like, she would spend the whole episode trying to stop that thing from happening. And of course, her trying to stop it is what causes it. Which, of course, is every episode. You think, like, girl, stop. Like, stop. But you wouldn't have a TV show if
exactly.
she wasn't dramatic and ridiculous.
No.
But that show had such a good mix of comedy. Like, you could laugh at so many different things happening.
Yeah. And it was also not afraid to touch on, like, some of those deeper issues as well, too. Yeah. So, like, it's really cool to have a mix of that. And also, it's, like, a big shout out to that show, as I think it was, like, the first show to ever reach, like, 100 episodes or something at the time on Disney Channel.
Really?
This is really impressive on that streak.
That's crazy.
Too. Like,
wow.
Yeah. I think it's something like that.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Have you seen, like, the new, like... It's like Raven's House or something like that.
I only watched the first episode, but I
haven't watched it.
It just seemed different. It was, but, like, I probably would enjoy it. It's probably something I would probably just, like, put on, even though I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch it. I could totally imagine being sucked in.
Put it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 3, we're gonna go back. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Ooh. I have never seen that.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I know I'm missing out. Yeah.
It's like the theme song alone. The theme song alone is amazing. Mm-hmm. Just your typical, like, Disney Saturday morning cartoon with Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
Nothing else to talk about. Just amazing.
Awesome. Well, my number 3 is not animated, but it is absolutely wonderful. I was obsessed with the show Wizards of Waverly Place. Selena Gomez.
I feel so bad because that show came like... I feel bad because I want to say like after me, which is not correct because I was still like in my later-ish teenage years when this show started. But I never... Yeah. It wasn't a show like... Maybe I had just kind of gotten away from the Disney Channel at that point or something. But I think I've seen like 2 episodes of that.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of had a weird start, especially for like my age. I was like... Because I was watching all this stuff with my sisters. So I was just sucked into Disney Channel around this time and stuff when my family had cable. So I even watched Hannah Montana till the very end. Like... And we were in college when that show released its season finale. So,
wow, all right.
Yep, I was watching Disney Channel in college, no big deal. But I was obsessed with Wizards of Waverly Place. Like, I really got into the ridiculousness of its lore and, like, the cliffhangers it left. I watched the movies that go along with it. But I just laugh when people are like, oh my gosh, Selena Gomez is actually good in Only Murders in the Building. And I'm like... People.
Well, she's an actress, that's why.
Yes, and she was on Disney Channel in a show where she was a lead and her character was completely ridiculous, sarcastic, like her comedic timing was impeccable. Like she was a pretty good top actor there on Disney Channel when she was on. So I'm just like, I mean, it's a Disney Channel show, so like the graphics and stuff are like atrocious. Oh, for sure. Like, when we have werewolves and vampires and demons and everything.
They're gonna be whatever they can buy.
Yep. But I mean, ridiculous concept where her family owns a sub shop and then her dad teaches them magic on the side and like it's ridiculous. Yep, it's ridiculous. I think everybody should watch it. You should give it a chance at some point. No judgment. Go watch it on Disney Plus right now.
Go for it. I'll get around to watching eventually, but it was something I just kind of missed growing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we at number 2?
Yes.
Okay, so bear with me here.
Okay.
Number 2, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Remember that one?
I guess I didn't realize that was on Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Winnie the Pooh is such a heartwarming classic.
I know, it was, and I loved watching those reruns of that show. Because there wasn't that many episodes of that show. They just ran the reruns so often. And it was just one of those shows you can just sit down and just... be cozy with, Yeah. You could laugh sometimes, and there was never anything that serious going on. You can just enjoy the show. Laugh with Pooh Bear. Yeah. Just makes things so simple.
Aw. I like that. That's sweet.
Aw.
Well, and of course, I guess I'll move to my number 2. My number 2 is a bit more action-packed, but I mean, the coolest girl around.
Oh yeah,
Kim Possible.
Dun, 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 dun.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
All right. that show is the only reason why people like acknowledged my name because she had a Wade, and I was like, oh yeah. So people
at least another positive Wade character.
Yeah, so. Right. People had to have their ringtone set for me as like the Kim Possible beeper, right?
Yes, that's amazing. I had that as my ringtone in general for like anybody because that was so exciting to get that. Love that show. Iconic. I mean, a naked mole rat is a cool like sidekick. Like, come on.
Seriously. Well, like in what is his name? What's her friend's name?
Ron, yeah. Stoppable? Yeah.
I just like you're Unstoppable. It's just his name first off.
Their names. But
like he is such like he is just strictly the comic relief. Like he's not he can do no wrong. Like that's all he does.
Yeah. I mean the voices behind everybody when you have Kim Possible is Christy Carlson Romano.
Freaking Christy Carlson Romano.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming straight out of Even Stevens. Into her heyday with Kim Possible. Absolutely.
Yep. So that's all I can say about Kim Possible.
Well, but you can't forget Shigo.
No, Shigo is awesome. She's very cool.
Oh yeah, I would watch it like just for Shigo. Like I hope she's in this episode.
You'd root for her because she just wouldn't put up with Draken. She's like, I'm always like, dude, you work for him, but like, come on, like
absolutely a villain, but like, you're fine, you're okay.
Yeah,
keep doing what you're doing, girly.
Ridiculous. Yep.
You're right. Okay, all right, number 1.
Yes.
That's So Raven.
Okay. I mean, great show.
I spent a lot of time watching That's So Raven, like either by myself or with my sisters. We watched it a lot.
Yeah. It's an excellent show.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was
Absolutely.
one that I kind of struggled where to put on the list, like, because it's so iconic and stuff. But it's just, yeah, it was at least definitely worthy of being on the list of top 5 Disney Channel shows. How could it not?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Raven Simone.
Yes, thank you. Okay, my number 1 is, I'm not sure if you've seen the show, because also it confuses people probably because of my age why I watched the show, but I think it is fantastic. That would be Phineas and Ferb.
No, I agree with you wholeheartely.
It's incredible. The writing that went into, like, that is a show that, like, the animation is ridiculous, like, but, like, they have quirky little songs every single freaking episode. They made these little jingles. There's so many iconic songs that, like, pop into my head when I think about the show, like the weird callbacks to, like, obscure movies or even classic movies they use. They have, like, crossovers with Star Wars, Wizard of Oz, like, random things like the floating baby head, if you know, you know. Like, there's just... It's hilarious. It is a funny show and has a freaking cool spy, Perry the Platypus. Like, come on. Who thought platypuses were cool? Like, iconic. Some of the songs are so ridiculous. Some of them, it's like, you know, hey, if you didn't know what an aglet was, if you watch Phineas and Ferb, you'll know what one is. But, like, it's love that show. It's incredible. Like, it's a show because you can truly enjoy it as a child and an adult because there's so many hidden jokes, references for anybody. So well,
and like just the production, the music and everything, like it is not a show that they had that was like, yeah, we have the show and we need to like kick out a weekly episode or whatever. It was like they put a lot of their heart and soul into doing it, not because they had to, but because they had the opportunity to do so. Like you could feel the love coming out of that show.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, another show with Ashley Tisdale too. Ashley Tisdale was around on Disney Channel. Like, she moved,
she really was, yeah.
Yep, but I actually love her character on that show too. It's just, yep.
Is she the sister?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
Yeah. So perfect.
Okay, well, that ends our Disney Channel show category.
Yes.
Oh, you ready to move on to the next one?
I think so. Let's do
it.
It.
Well, our next one, folks, is for Disney Sidekicks. Mm-hmm. How you want to define that? It's up to you. Yeah. You do you. It's fine. Yep, it's whatever, man. Yeah. I had some people that were like, well, like they're sidekick, but they're like also a main character. Mm. But like, how far on the side do they have to be? You define however you want to do. Yep. For instance, my number 5 is Pascal from Tangled, because he is everything. Mm-hmm. He don't put up with crap. He ain't here for it.
He's also adorable. Which is also what you want to know in a sidekick. Oh my gosh.
Of course. Especially the animal sidekicks. Like, if they ain't adorable and full of personality, they get them out of here. Mm-hmm. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. My number 5 is Olaf.
Number 5?
Yes, it is number 5. I know.
Wow. I thought he'd be a little higher.
I know. It's because he's also, like, he's funny and he's also, like, slightly annoying, though, which is why he kind of, like, went a little further back on my list. Okay. So, but, I mean, lovable snowman.
Did Dreamlight Valley hurt or help him in that regard?
Neither, I would say.
Okay. All right, then.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't think he's too bad in Dreamlight Valley, but for here, there's a lot of other good sidekicks and some other ones.
He's pretty cute. I love what he's like, the things that he says. Yeah. In Dreamlight Valley, like not like on an everyday basis, but like when they add him to like new quests and stuff, they always give him some really good one-liners and stuff like that. Okay, my number 4, I went with Pegasus from Hercules. Ooh. Because I just always thought that was the coolest freaking thing in the world. Why can't I have a Pegasus?
Yeah, for real. Love it.
There you go.
Yep. My number 4 is Dodger from Oliver and Company.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, the only Dodger I can think of. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
with a little handkerchief. I mean, he is just cool. A cool dog. Like,
he literally is cool.
He's cool. He knows his stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, just...
Why should I worry?
Exactly. So iconic.
It's such a good movie.
Oh my gosh. Yes, but so yeah, I mean, there we go.
There we go. Why it's Dodger. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, my number 3 is Olaf.
Okay.
I went with Olaf for number 3.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nothing else to say about him.
No, not really. We're good. Okay,
cool. My number 3 is one, and you've never had a friend like him before. That would be Genie.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I honestly didn't think of Genie when I was thinking of Sidekicks.
Oh.
For point in case, my number 2 is Abu.
Oh, okay.
Also from Aladdin.
Yes.
So, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my number 2 is another one from Tangled. That would be Maximus, though.
Oh.
I love horse companions. I love horses. I mean, he is sassy. He's like one of the iconic horses that I feel like some of the other characters after were like kind of almost modeled after him, or even like Sven from Frozen. Like, even though he's not a horse, like he has that same personality a little bit.
Sure does, yeah.
Maximus, and I mean, come on. I don't know. I like horses. Cool companion.
Yep. No, Maximus is a good one. It's a good one for sure. Oh my gosh, am I number 1? Okay. My number 1, I went with Mushu.
Oh. I hesitated about putting it on my list, but he ended up not making it. Oh.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's just Eddie Murphy as a dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. He's such a little jerk.
Yeah. I think that's why he wasn't my number 1. He's a little too much for me.
I mean, he definitely like redeemed himself like halfway through, but like,
yeah,
he was not a team player for a while. We'll say that.
Mm-mm. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
On your cow.
Yep.
Take a note of this.
Oh man. Yep. Well, my number 1 is your, what is the phrase? Like your healthcare companion or whatever. That would be Baymax.
Aww. Baymax.
So sweet. So incredibly caring, but also can kick butt at the same time. But also is like quiet too, you know, just a great sidekick in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to be quippy every single 10 seconds, even though, you know, that's not too bad sometimes, but I just love that. I haven't watched the shorts with him yet because they made all those shorts.
I also have not. I just want a sequel. That's what I want. I mean, like for all of the characters, I love the whole cast. I need a sequel.
For real. But yeah, so Baymax.
Baymax. That's a good choice. That's an excellent choice.
Yes.
Can I give an honorable mention for that one?
Yes.
Okay. I really wanted to put him on my list, but I just couldn't put him over anybody, and that's Miko from Pocahontas. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I have him as like an honorable mention on my list.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh, I love Miko, little trash
yes. Uh-huh. Love it.
Pocahontas never gets enough love.
So here we're doing a little love right now. Little tease. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on.
Yes.
We ready?
I think so.
Okay, well here we go. This is.
Ooh, yep.
Okay, guys, our next category is soundtracks. Not individual songs.
Yep.
Just the collection of the whole soundtrack. This was hard. I will just start with that.
Yep, I know my list is gonna upset people, so.
And maybe mine will too. But we're just gonna have to see.
Yep. Okay.
I have some honorable mentions too, but woof. Yeah. Okay, so for my number 5, and I think this is purely because when I was born and, you know, I got to experience this as it happened, and it was just how bonkers crazy it was, but my number 5 is Tarzan.
Ooh.
You know, Phil Collins, he didn't have to go that hard for us, but he did. But he did. Not with the one song, guys. I'm talking the entire dang soundtrack.
Yes. The entire, yeah.
Like, start one. Press play on any of them, and I'll sing it to completion right now. Like,
they're so good.
Like,
so good.
Make me cry, all of them. Even the not sad ones.
But yeah, no. Those go so hard. They're spectacular. I mean, that might be on my list somewhere because, listeners, we did do an episode on our favorite movie soundtracks at one point. So that was on it. So that might be on my list somewhere, hint. But that's not my number 5.
Okay.
My number 5 is another iconic one from probably the years we were growing up. But it's a lot more, I don't know if it's soft. I don't know. It's Beauty and the Beast. Like,
I was
very different.
I was thinking that.
Yeah. I mean, when I was really reflecting on it too, I was like, dang, Beauty and the Beast has a lot of freaking songs, but like collectively, they're all great. Like, there's so many that are just like fun to just like think about all the time, sing, listen to. I mean, from iconic Beauty and the Beast itself to Be Our Guest to even ridiculous ones, you know, Gaston. Like, come on.
Well, like, Belle, even the opening, like with Belle, like, you know.
Yes.
Oh, like, and it's really awful, but like, they took the Belle song and I can't remember, was it Todrick Hall, I think his internet personality, Todrick Hall. He redid the Belle song, but like coming out of the ghetto. Oh. She really is a bougie girl, that Belle.
Oh boy.
I'll send you the link. It's actually amazing.
Okay.
It's like professionally like recorded, so it's really good. But
nice.
But no, that I had this movie, Beauty and the Beast, especially in the last like 6 months for me, has been such a it's really weird because like we had the Beauty and the Beast update in Dreamlight Valley. Mm-hmm. Which gave us so much in the ways of like the characters, and like they revamped a bunch of the music, you know, just for that. Yeah. And then we went to Disney World for the honeymoon, and we watched the little short, like not Broadway performance of the Broadway version, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, oh my god! And then we got to watch. And I'd never done this before, but we got to watch the like the sing along kind of thing in Epcot. It was in Epcot. I'm pretty sure it's in Epcot. But you like they take you through the story of Beauty and the Beast, but like it's with LeFou, and as if he was trying to like save the day the whole time. It's really cute, but it was so nice. But there's been so much Beauty and the Beast that's popped up for me that it's just like it's re-entered like my heart. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's
and it's the music's
for
fault.
A reason.
Yeah. Okay, number 4. I went with Mulan.
Excellent.
Well, there's not that many songs. I feel like there's less songs than like normally, because like you get like I don't know 2/3 of the way through the movie and there aren't any more songs. Like no, it's like all action, all plot. Like we have to push forward
until the credits. Then
until the credits, and you get Stevie Wonder and 98 Degrees. Absolutely. Yes. But you know, it's just like every song in there is like so meaningful and fun. You know, like and like hearing Reflection sung by Mulan. I'm just like, oh my god, it gets me every time.
Yeah, I mean, all those scenes, like, because that's immediately when I think of that soundtrack, like I'm just immediately like thinking about what's happening in that movie going on. I also will never get over in Reflection how Mulan wipes off her makeup. 2 swipes.
Boom, done. Drama.
I want that to happen in real life.
Yeah, seriously. Like, dang girl, what's on your sleeve there? Like pure acid.
That's incredible. Gosh.
She pulls it away and there's like nothing there. Yep. You know?
Magic, like
instantly dissolved. Yeah. Into the cloth.
Incredible. Yeah. Soundtrack though, nevertheless. So I get that. Well, my number 4 is Tarzan.
Hey, so, there we go.
So there you go. Yeah.
Nice.
I was excited. No, nothing else to say about that. Phil Collins, amazing.
Okay, my number 3 is kind of a band director cop out in a way, like a music teacher cop out.
Okay.
But it's Fantasia.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, it's not like original Disney.
No.
You know, but I love
epic.
It. I still love it. I love it a lot.
I actually just watched that the other day.
Did you? Like the original or 2000?
The original.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can't not think of those pieces and also think of those scenes in Fantasia. Like very particular ones, of course, but just
like in Sorcerer Mickey is like one of my favorite
yeah.
Just I can't say characters, but you know, like he's one of my favorites. I love Sorcerer Mickey. No,
I understand. I would still call him a character too in a way, but no, Sorcerer Mickey's fantastic. I mean, you get Yen Sid as well. You know, we'll talk about Yen Sid maybe later. We'll see. Maybe the franchise. No. Okay, that's a good choice. Well, my number 3 is probably going to upset people because people also hated this movie, but too bad. I went with my number 3 is Frozen 2.
Thank you for your braveness, because I agree. Thank you.
Is that also your number 3? Or
no, it's actually, funnily enough, it's actually not on my soundtrack list.
Oh, okay.
But I will take Frozen 2 soundtrack over Frozen soundtrack any day. However, I love Frozen soundtrack as well. But to me, it easily beats out the first one. It's crazy.
Frozen 2 is like, it's a step like next in the right direction. Like, I don't know, like for like Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, incredible. I want them to work on more projects. Like, I know Disney's given them some other things to work with. Like, they write incredible songs. And Frozen 2 is also great because it almost takes Frozen more in the step of like more like purely Broadway. Like, it really, like, I feel like those songs really go out. Like, from the very beginning, I mean, everybody's probably tired of hearing, Into the Unknown, which, is a great song, but we have so many other, we have Show Yourself.
Show Yourself is my ride or die song. I cried in the theater.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That scene, we were sitting there and the scene started, the song, and it was just like, I was on the edge of my seat, like whatever's happening right now, like I have to be invested in this. And by the end of that song, like you get to the apex of the song and she's in the chamber, and all the stuff is like, her mom is there, like all the stuff happens, and I am in tears. I mean, streaming. There's no holding back. Like hands on my armchair, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that song hits so hard emotionally. But we also, like, that soundtrack itself, I mean, some things never change. The opening song.
The opening song is a perfect opening number.
Oh my gosh.
My God, that gets you right into the movie.
Yeah. And then, come on, you have to give a shout out to Christoph. Lost in the Woods.
He was so happy. He finally got his own Disney song. He was that actor was so excited.
Which well deserved. He has a beautiful voice. Like,
he does.
His voice is spectacular. I'm so glad we got to hear it more. And then just in a ridiculous song where he gets to sing multiple different parts. This
lovely 80s power ballad. Like, let's just go. Why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
All the singing reindeer. Why not?
And like, even I would say, I guess technically, the Next Right Thing, I think that's what it's called, the last song, like, it's
Kristen
it's
Bell,
not my favorite, but Kristen,
absolutely,
oh my gosh,
she made that song. Have you heard her story about that song?
I probably, but it's probably been a bit.
Well, she when it came time to record the song, she was afraid because she wasn't giving the song like what it needed to like live, And on the day of the recording, she remembered something. I don't think she ever talked about what the thing was, but she remembered like a moment in her life where it was literally like what Anna was going through. And she, like, as she was recording the song, she was like reliving that moment in her head, and everything you hear that Anna is doing is actually her real emotional reaction to her own, like, trauma and stuff like that.
Because you really can feel all that in that song. And like, you hear it, obviously, but it's just
like, whatever Frozen 3 has is gonna be good. Like,
people
can get over it, because I know people are sick of Frozen. I understand. But like,
the music, oh my gosh, incredible. Like, so I know it's only my number 3, but it's worth it to be on the list. Clearly, all the songs
absolutely.
About, so
okay, number 2.
Yes.
Number 2 for me is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Absolutely just classic, fun, musically super weird, but it's Danny Elfman, so it would be weird if it wasn't. But hey, here we go.
It fits so well with that movie. I can definitely recall those songs like they're something special.
Absolutely.
Well, I know we gushed a lot about Frozen 2, but I will say my number 2 is actually Frozen 1.
Frozen 1.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, we would not have Frozen 2 without Frozen 1. And
we would have a lot of things without Frozen 1, I think.
Yes, a lot of things. I mean, people need to understand Let It Go is a fantastic song, and you just need to accept that and move on.
Sorry your 2-year-old listened to it on repeat for 5 years, but,
That's okay. It's a song that I don't care if I listen to on repeat. Apparently, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, right.
I can make lots of puns right now, but I won't. But I mean, all those songs are great. And like I've already said, Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, absolutely amazing. But we also have the score by Christoph Beck.
Oh, that score is beautiful, though.
Yes. Like, so not even just listening to the songs you hear, but the score, score itself,
the
all part of that album.
instrumental score, yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful, so iconic, and just, So.
Perfect. Well, maybe not as perfect as my number 1.
Oh, okay. Well. I disagree.
My number 1, musically, my number 1 is Aladdin.
That's a good one.
Because there's such high highs and there's so low lows in the score, like in the soundtrack of Aladdin. It just gets me all the time. And like, again, like, Friend Like Me is like one of my like favorite karaoke songs.
It's a good one.
Because you just get to be ridiculous while you sing it. I love it. Sure.
My number 1 is a very classic movie for me. It's one that came before Frozen, so that's also why it gets my number 1 spot. But I have also Mulan on my list, but Mulan took the number 1 spot for me. So,
love it. Yep. Absolutely.
I'm being true to my heart here. Okay.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about it. We have like songs that pump you up, songs that just really speak to you on the inside. It's just all around great.
It's a lovely list. I think both of our lists were like just stick those two things together because
yeah,
there's a lot of perfection there.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on then.
Yes.
This was kind of a toughie in a way.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Disney games.
Yes.
Which I think depending on like your age range,
mm-hmm.
your experience with Disney games are probably extremely varied.
Yes.
But maybe not. Who knows? Now, I struggled with this one a little bit because I hadn't played like a whole lot of Disney games throughout my life. And if Chelsea will allow it, my first game, and I haven't been saying video game for a reason, but I cheated a little bit and I did a board game.
Oh.
Kind of like a card game, board game.
Okay.
As my number 5. Will you allow it?
Yes. This is your freebie.
Okay,
no, okay. Yes, I allow it. It's
yes.
fine.
Okay. So my number 5 on Disney games is called Villainous.
Always wanted
where you
to play
get to
it.
like, it's really fun. Next time we get together, I'll bring it.
Okay.
It's fun. You get to play as a Disney villain. And each villain has their own little like goal to meet that's different than everybody else's. And so you're trying to get closer to your goal while also stopping the other villains from getting closer to theirs. It's a lot of fun. They make like a Star Wars version of it. And then they also made like an Avengers version of it.
Okay. I was
like
I thought there were
Marvel's
some
villains.
different ones. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of fun. I think we have like all the expansions too.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to trying that game out for sure. Next time we hang out.
But all the rest of mine are video games,
okay.
I promise.
Okay. Well, I'll move on to my number 5. Yes, all of mine are video games. Okay. And my number 5 is, yes, it's Disney Infinity. Yes, the game where you had to spend a lot of money to get all the figurines.
See, I didn't play that enough to like fairly put that on my list. But I knew it would be on yours.
Yeah. I mean,
I knew it would be.
It's pretty impressive. Like, I know it was really sucky in order to play as the different characters. You had to buy the figurines. I still have all my figurines. I have them saved because they are really nice looking. Like, they're really cool.
They're such good quality.
Yeah. And
so good.
And they're so cool when they light up and stuff and just unlocking all the different things. But, like, there were so many different modes in this game, from, like, the free play, like, free build, like building your own structures, playing and then playing games, kind of almost like the build your own stuff on Fortnite creator or whatever, but you know, this was before Fortnite. But also like the actual like story modes in that game, like they put a lot of work into like the Avengers expansions and stuff. Like they almost recreated like a pretty decent sized like New York City that you kind of explore through and like fight.
Yeah,
like
that was Disney. That was like Infinite 2.0, right?
Yeah, and then like continuing it.
I bought that with the Avengers ones, but I just didn't play it enough.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they had all the different little storylines for everything. Like, yeah, it was a really cool experience. So I was really sad when they shut all that stuff down and everything, because like there was so much more potential and there was so much like rumors of characters they were going to bring into the game from like ones from the newer movies at the time but just, yeah, I understand it wasn't cost.
Well, all of those like toys to games.
Yeah.
You know, those were like Skylanders. And in a way Amiibo, but the Amiibo weren't the same.
Okay.
They were similar, but they weren't the same as like Skylanders in Disney Infinite. But that's tough though. Like you're developing the game, but you also are paying for the production of the toys.
Yeah.
And then people need both to play, and that's more money on top of more money, and it's rough.
Yeah. And I think I was just
definitely rough.
Yeah. And I was just so excited to like jump on that game because I felt like there hadn't really been a good like Disney game, or it had been a while since I had something that was themed around the characters, but I got to do my own thing or have a storyline with that. So yeah. But it's my number 5. There's some better ones out there, but you know.
Oh well.
Deserves mention. Yeah. So that's
now my number 4. I'm sure is somewhere on your list.
Okay.
It's probably not at number 4, but it's my number 4. Mine is Disney Speedstorm.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's actually not on my list, sadly.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I put Disney Infinity instead.
You play it more than I do.
I know, but
crazy.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's definitely worthy of
Oh yeah. It's fun. It's just a fun game. You like Mario Kart? Go play Disney Speedstorm.
It's so slick.
It's really well made.
Yeah, it's just...
It is. Oh.
The music.
It feels great to play. Yeah. The music is so good. If you're like a millennial Disney person, it takes music from like all of those older movies, but it like they completely rearrange it. It's like for the racing game, and it just like it's like ear candy.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's also free to play. Like, so there is like some annoying like microtransactions of that, but like it's free to play. Like, and you get to start out with a good amount of characters too. Like, and just you don't have to pay money to build up and like unlock some characters if you just race a lot and stuff. Like, it's totally worth it. It's a great game. I will give it that. Well, my number 4. This game might be on your list though, I think, but because I think we've talked about it. We also talked about it recently because there was an exciting announcement. But my number 4...
Okay, I know what it is.
Okay, yes. Is Epic Mickey.
Epic Mickey!
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Excellent.
so...
It's my number 3.
Oh, okay.
It's
awesome.
my number 3.
I mean, it was such a crazy, cool, inventive game. Also with this like really weird dark side to it. Like,
it was so like weird, but dark. It was so dark for like a Disney game at that time. People were like, what is going on in this game?
Yeah.
Like, it was good though.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a like a crazy concept that made sense, and I felt like really introduced me more to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, because like it was this whole thing about like
so many people didn't even know who... I'll raise my hand here. So many people didn't even know who Oswald was at the time.
Yeah, and so we got to reintroduce it, like not just Oswald, but it's this whole idea of like basically where all the forgotten lost Disney characters went, and then like Mickey just being mischievous in this game and kind of a little evil in a sense, and like messing with this world with a magic paintbrush, and then he has to go in there and like clean up the mess. And this game was also on the Wii, so it was so cool like using the controls to like use a magic paintbrush, and like you could choose to be like good or bad in the sense of like erasing things from the world and also like adding to it. It was just...
And now we're getting that remake,
yes.
And I'm getting it.
Oh, yeah.
I've already, like, that's happening. Like, Brandon hasn't played it before, too, so, like, we're pumped.
Yeah.
They wish they'd given us a release, like a window or something.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be at least this year. Yes, yeah. So it'll be Epic Mickey rebrushed. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
So Chelsea's number 4, and it's my number 3.
Yes.
So there we go, Epic Mickey.
Yes. Okay, my number 3... So this is a reason. I think it's because like I said, so we already named, obviously, my 5 and 4. But my number 3, I could not include this game because this game upset me when this game was shut down. This was a game I was obsessed with at the time, and I still wish exists. It would be VMK, Virtual Magic Kingdom.
I forgot about that. I was like, what is she talking about?
The online multiplayer extravaganza that had the ties to the parks. And then you found out later why they shut it down. It was because it was only in celebration of like the 50th anniversary of Disneyland or whatever. But they had little activities you could do at Magic Kingdom. There were little scratch-offs and trivia questions, and you would get cards with items you could unlock in the game. You could have your own pins you had in the game. You could play little games with each other. There were chat rooms, so that was during a big era. Come on, everybody hanging out in chat rooms online, but also being Disney-fied.
That was the vibe, absolutely, back then.
I have my little bracelet still. It does not fit me because it was like a child-sized bracelet that I unlocked that says VMK. The era of the Livestrong bracelets. Well, they had a VMK one that glowed in the dark that you could unlock if you did like all the activities in the parks. Yeah, I was obsessed with that. It was a great time. It was only around for 3 years, I think, roughly, and it was just... I still miss it. I think somebody actually like did their own version that you could play online today, but I've never tried it out. But it's just... I don't think it'll ever hit that high again, so...
But maybe it'll scratch an itch, though.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I have some other games that are above it that are hopefully kind of accommodating for that,
So are we on number 2?
Yes.
Okay, you can probably guess what my number 2 is, because we talk about it all the time.
Okay, I was like, I wonder if our number 2 and number 1 are the exact same.
It sounds like they may not be.
Oh.
So my number 2 is... Dreamlight Valley.
That is also my number 2.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, then I know where we're headed.
Yes.
So do we need to say much about Dreamlight Valley? We get to relive our little millennial nostalgia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've covered many episodes on it.
Treat some trauma a little bit.
There was a new update that just came out with Monsters Inc. Can't wait to
I
play
got
more.
to touch it and have not touched it. Like, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But we do need to talk about that at some point soon.
Yes, and with the multiplayer and whatnot. But yes.
So our number one then.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's a whole series of games.
Yes, it is.
So it must be Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
As if that wasn't going to come up.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I had this a little further back on my list, but I realized, no, it has to be number one for so many reasons.
It has to be. It has to be.
I mean, we've talked about this.
We've only played like 13, 15 Kingdom Hearts games, you know.
Like, this is
how many times?
Defining our lifetimes. Like, this is the game.
Absolutely. Well, Kingdom Hearts for us, it's more than Disney. It's more than, anything. It's Disney, it's music, it's the characters, it's Utada.
Yes.
It's try to pick something out of Kingdom Hearts that does not that's not like a core part of like who the two of us are, right?
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
You just can't.
It just has so much heart into it, craziness. Like, it's just, that's why it has to be on our number one. There's nothing that can top that. And it's also a series that I can be happy that is still continuing to this day, but also a little annoyed because we need some answers. We need some more updates. Come on.
I like Kingdom Hearts 4, man. Get it together.
Yeah.
Well, I say that. They're working on that dang new mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be cool if that game could come out. That would be fine.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Apparently, it was supposed to, they were supposed to be going into, beta or something like that, but then they pushed the date back, and I haven't heard from it in a while.
Well, hopefully we'll hear something in the coming months, but Kingdom Hearts, what more can be said? Okay, I think that covered video games. Shall we move on to our next category?
Yeah. Our next category is live action.
Yes.
Disney movies. However, we're only talking about the official major live action Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
We are not talking about the Disney Channel original movies.
And we're not talking about Marvel or Star Wars.
Nothing that's Disney has purchased.
Yeah. No.
We're not doing that.
Yeah. And we're not just
Oh, actually, I wonder if that took one off my list.
Oh, I was going to say,
I don't know.
We're not going to
I'll keep it there and we'll find out.
Oh, okay.
It's not Marvel, it's not Star Wars. Huh, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Well, and it's not strictly just the live action remakes. Those may be on the list, but there's more movies that Disney has made over the last 100 years. So
absolutely.
Let's dig into our list and find out what we have.
Well, here's number 5, thankfully, is the one that I'm actually, I'm not sure of. But we'll see. So, for number 5, I put the Muppets.
I think that's fine.
Insert Muppet movie here, all of them. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But, the Muppets movies, I freaking love the Muppets movies.
Well, I feel like the Muppets has been a part of Disney for quite a lot longer than Star Wars and Marvel and stuff. So I think
that's why at first I was yeah, for sure. But then I was thinking, oh well, they are technically something I think they bought.
Yeah, Jim Henson. Yeah,
but that was such a long time ago, and they've worked with them for such a long time. Mm-hmm. Maybe it doesn't matter, but hey, either way,
I don't know.
Muppets.
It's our rules. We'll let it slide.
Fantastic.
Yes. Okay. Well, my number 5 is a Disney live-action remake, specifically.
Okay.
It's the only one, I will give a hint now, that I like.
Please don't say The Lion King.
Oh, never mind. Just kidding. No, I've never seen it. I refuse to watch that movie. I can't.
Same.
No.
Same.
No. My number 5 is Cinderella.
Wait.
With Lily James.
Okay, that one.
Kate
right.
Blanchett, Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh my god, Helena Bonham Carter as the fairy godmother, left field. Okay,
love
cool.
It's
Let's do it.
Directed by Kenneth Branagh, who, he's made some...
Gilderoy Lockhart, everybody.
Yep. He's made some so-so movies, some interesting movies, but, it's a remake that I just think, helps really just capture that magic. And really helps,
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was one of the first remake movies they made.
Yeah.
Live action remakes.
And full disclosure, the only reason I originally saw that movie in theaters was to watch Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Or I think, wait, hold on, no.
Aww.
Wait, no, Frozen Fever, sorry. Frozen Fever was with it. Olaf's Frozen Adventure was before Coco. Never mind. The only reason I wanted to see it because of Frozen, yeah.
Who is the prince in that movie? Like he ended up like going on to do a lot of stuff.
He's from Game of Thrones. I think, was it Richard Madden? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah. Rob Stark. Not Rob Stark.
I don't know which one.
Oh, good lord. Wait, maybe no, it is Rob Stark. Yeah.
But I mean, incredible casting choices. I think Lily James is an excellent actress, and I just like her just role as Cinderella is great. Like I said, like this movie gives us more, but still has that classic Disney magic. Like we get more character developments between her and the prince. Like we get,
but like all the major things are there. They don't they don't try to like weirdly squeeze past things.
No.
Like, it's all there, but you get some extra stuff in the middle.
Yep. And it's interesting because this one is not, like, a musical at all. Like, there's, like, any singing in it. It's just, like,
the fairy godmother, she sings Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Oh, that's but other than that, iconic. I don't think there is. No. I really don't think there is.
No, but it's just all,
They got to get their Disney CGI in there somewhere.
Yeah. But hey, it's not too bad in there. And also, like, it has great costuming. Like, I don't know. It's just... It's like that's like the cozy live action that I enjoyed, or like live action remake. Mm-hmm. So
absolutely.
So that's my number 5.
Well, my number 4 is also a live. Well, I mean, it's not really a remake. It's a prequel. It's Cruella.
Oh, ooh.
I really liked Cruella. It was such a fun character. Now, like the whole change to being like not necessarily an anti-hero. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's whatever, man. Like, I'm not really concerned with, like, where they left her at the end of the movie. But I really liked it. It was a good movie.
It was better than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. Yeah.
Like, it was classy. Like, the fashion was cool.
Oh, my gosh.
Emma Stone was just absolutely perfect for the role.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who was the...
It's Emma Thompson, right?
It's Emma Thompson. Yeah. I was like, I see her face.
Oh, gosh.
Emma Thompson as, like... The other boss, the boss,
Demon
absolutely
Lady.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh!
Seriously, there wasn't anything wrong with that movie. They did everything right, and it came out during the pandemic, so it didn't get a lot of like fanfare behind it. But God, is it worth a watch or two?
Yeah, no, I'd say it's underrated. That's for sure. It's a movie that really surprised me. Okay, well, my number 4.
Yes.
This movie, 90s hit, iconic person playing 2 characters at once. I am talking about The Parent Trap, the 1998 version with Lindsay Lohan. Love it. What more can I say?
There we go.
Man,
that is a classic. Yeah. Like little baby Lindsay Lohan. Gosh.
Loving it. Incredible as 2 different characters. Like, it's so cheesy, but it's also so good. It's just like... And her character, like, I don't know, when she was just in her movie heyday during that time frame, like, it was just hit after hit with Lindsay Lohan. Like,
it really was.
Yeah.
It really was.
So,
she was everywhere.
Mm-hmm. But that one is the one that stands out to me of one of her movies. There was a couple others that I was, like, wanting to put on the list, but I was like, nah, you can't go wrong with, like, that one. So
top 5 Lindsay Lohan movies, go.
I would include Freaky Friday on that list, that's for sure.
That's a good movie.
Oh my gosh,
it's a good movie.
But yeah,
anything with Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Yes, so good. But anyway,
okay, were we number 3?
Yes,
I went with Enchanted.
Ooh,
yeah, it was just Enchanted was such a weird movie when it came out, because it was such a Disney movie, of course, but it was like a parody of a Disney movie at the same time. They were like making fun of themselves, but it was also a really good movie. In Amy Adams singing, it's crazy because she, like, this was one of her first like big movies, but
wow, yeah.
She did not go on to sing. You thought like, oh, she's definitely gonna be one of those like singing actress types, Nope, not at all. She did like they did like Disenchanted. So I'm sure she's singing in that, like the sequel to Enchanted, although I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And then she's in like the first of the like rebooted like Muppet movies from like 2013, 12 or something. And she sings in that, but other than that, like...
No, she's more in like serious dramatic roles or something. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, she's in like Man of Steel, and I was just like, that's a hard turn from Enchanted. Like, wow, okay.
Quite a variety with her, that's for sure. But yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's okay. She likes to get involved in all sorts of things. So, but Enchanted, it's just a fun movie. You get like live action Disney, like Disney set in the real world. Like, it was fun, and that was the whole point of the movie too, to like make fun of itself. So
yeah, it's
enjoyable.
It's been way too long since I've seen that movie.
Right.
Yeah,
I need to watch it so I can watch Disenchanted.
Yes, for sure.
The people they got for Disenchanted, like, that's a cast. Like,
Maya
Rudolph. Put Maya Rudolph in anything as the villain, and I'm there. Like, okay.
Crazy. Yeah. That just looks like a fun time. That's for sure. Well, my number 3, iconic movie also from time growing up, really big hit for this actress who has gone on to do so many things, has played so many roles. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Anne Hathaway in The Princess Diaries.
I completely forgot that was a Disney movie, so I had no idea where you were going with that. But no, Princess Diaries, absolutely, yes.
Still love it. I think the story still holds up pretty well today. Some great little songs in there. I mean, not only do you...
Julie Andrews, hello.
I know, I was going to say, not only do you have Anne Hathaway, you have Julie Andrews, like, playing the queen. It's a good time. I don't want to talk about the second one too much, but, it's just the first one, excellent.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a good one. I mean, man, that's a good one. I completely forgot that was a Disney movie. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, my number 2. Another one that's kind of a remake, but it's not because it's not. Maleficent. I, like, even the second one, I love those 2 movies. Like, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent.
She was perfectly cast.
Get out of here. And that movie was, like, teased so long before it ever came out. And there was, like, one on-set picture of her, like, kind of Maleficented up, remember?
Yes.
And then there was nothing until, like, here's the trailer, and it was forever later. It was so long after that point. But that movie came out, and I'm just, like, watching it, and I'm just like, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, Elle Fanning in that movie as Aurora, like...
Oh, for sure.
She's so great, too. But wow, yeah.
And, like, in the sequel, like, I love what the sequel did, because they did, Sleeping Beauty was done,
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't, like, another story to go into, but they did, like, an origin, kind of, a deeper origin for Maleficent there, but then also connected it to, like, everything else, and I thought that was cool. Wasn't great, but it was cool. It's a cool premise to, like, do their thing on, so.
Yeah. Okay. My number 2. I'm not gonna keep it going. I'll just say it's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Hey.
I mean, I'd say it's the only successful movie that from turning a Disney ride into a movie. I just think that is the best one they've did. I think you can't go wrong with the first one. I mean, the cast: Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley. I mean, Johnny Depp is also
that cast. Good God, yeah. Like, ugh.
It's such an epic movie too. Like, it has everything into it. It's a great pirate movie, and
it is. Well, like, my number 1 is Pirates.
Okay.
But I couldn't choose. I just put Pirates, like, just all of them, because I couldn't choose.
Yeah.
Between, like, I would probably, I don't know. See, like, I'm still kind of stuck. I love all 3 of them. I've seen the 4th one a couple times, and I don't think I've seen any, like, the 5th one. I don't think I've seen that one.
I haven't seen that one.
But, like, the first 3, though, man, I've watched them all the time.
Like, they're like a really great, like, trilogy, and also it's like crazy to like watch them one right after the other, because it just like really moves the story forward.
Just carries right into the next one. Yeah. Well,
it's great.
Now it's time for your number 1,
yes,
I guess.
My number 1. I love history. I love ridiculous things. One movie that I enjoy with Nicolas Cage, National Treasure.
Yep. That one almost made it onto my list, but I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen it in such a long time. But it does belong. So
yeah. No, sure. I just love the historical aspects, the ridiculousness of it, stealing the Declaration of Independence, finding hidden treasures, hidden meetings. Also, like, going to visiting the places that, like, where the movie takes place, and it's just fun. Like, recently I went to New York City, so we went to Here at the Wall. So went to the church on Wall Street and everything. It was just like, oh my gosh, hey, stuff like that. But it's a good time. That's all.
That's all.
Yep. That's
not even National Treasure 2.
It's okay. The first one's better. You can't go wrong with the first one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even that one has great music too. Like, we totally missed the music is fantastic part of Pirates of the Caribbean as well. Like,
Hans Zimmer.
Gosh,
has my soul in that movie. Jesus.
But okay, I think that might be the end of our episode. We'll make this a part 1.
I think so.
We'll tease
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. So listeners, I think that'll wrap up on this part 1. Our part 2 will release the following week, so be sure to look out for that. But I think that'll end this one. We've talked a lot about Disney, so be ready for our second half of our Disney talk. But thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. As always, be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast. Share it with a friend. Our next official episode, not this next part 2, but the one after that, is our official 100th episode. So we are going to be doing a special celebration, celebrating the podcast. We're going to do an AMA, so send us your questions. What questions do you have for us about anything we haven't covered yet, random questions you want to ask us? We would love to hear from you. You can find us everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Pod Demastered. Send us an email at demasteredpodcast@gmail.com. And once again, thanks so much for listening to this week's episode, and we hope you tune into the next one.
See ya.